Welcome to Arcade Cage, the best place to chill with your friends and get your gaming goodness every Saturday at 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'm Dylan Blight. Joining me this week, Ashley Hobley.
Yay!
You're doing the thing where you cheer your own name again. That's apparently a thing now. And Cherie Henrigas.
Hello.
Who doesn't cheer her own name?
No.
Which is good because that was the thing that started last week. And I'm not sure how I feel about it, honestly.
We'll just keep... Well,
Keep
now
on
that
keeping on.
I'll have to keep doing it until you figure it out.
What? Figure what
Figure
out?
out how you feel about it.
Well, I don't feel good, that's for sure. That's what I can tell you.
Until we nail it, I'll keep doing it.
Fair enough. On today's show, we're going to be discussing the Sonic movie getting a poster and the internet tearing it to bits. Rightfully so, it's quite hilarious. Doom turning 25 in 2019 and then putting out a trailer for that. And also talking about the games Pokemon Go, Cherie's obsession. Ashley's been playing Into the Breach. And I've tried out Hades, which is an open beta, and announced only last week at the Game Awards. And then we'll also be talking about the PC landscape that is shaping with Hades on top of it. The Epic Games Store, which was also such a big thing from Game Awards. But we're not talking about the Game Awards, really. I can't help it. It's all stuff that was mentioned, Ash. It doesn't count. It does not
You
count.
said the words
It's
award.
actually talking about,
so-
I said the words, but it doesn't count. We're not actually talking about the Game Awards anymore. I'm not talking about that shit anymore. It's over. Doesn't matter. It's not part of the thing. All right, Sonic. Does anyone know the little blue guy that would?
I'm familiar with it.
I think we might.
You're familiar with it. Did we all see the poster? Well, graphic poster. What do they call it? What do they call these things? Image poster? Graphic moving posters? What's the word,
Is it
Mr.
a motion
Movies?
poster?
That's it. Motion
Yeah.
poster. Thank you. Motion poster. All right. Ash, what are your thoughts on Sonic over here?
Yeah, Sonic looks interesting.
I feel like you're picking your words well.
It looks like they got like a runner like in the starting position to do a 100-meter sprint, and they've just shoved a Sonic head on them. Yeah, that's pretty much what they've done.
Yeah?
It looks like a bad Photoshop. Hopefully this isn't an indication of what he actually looks like in the movie.
It looks weird, is
Yeah.
what it looks like.
It looks out of proportion.
Let's just boil it down. It's like, you know how there was that Tomb Raider poster where they obviously photoshopped it and she had the really long arm or leg or whatever it was.
Or the
else
Ready
was
Player
going on?
One where he had the massive leg.
With the massive leg, yeah. That, you know how like those posters, at least until those things were pointed out, you were like, these posters look fine. And then when those things were pointed out, you're like, these posters now look weird and I can't look at them the same because they're now all of a sudden weird. Well, this poster from the start is just weird. The body's shaped weird. It seems too humanoid. It's I don't know how I feel. No, Cherie, what do you think about?
Tell you what I did like about it. I liked the little ring sounds, but then when it actually just got to the still of him, that's pretty much where I stopped. The ring sounds were good, and then it just went from there.
Cherie's high point of the motion poster is they correctly use the sounds for the rings from the property of which they're basing the movie on.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. We've set a
We
high
have
precedent.
no hope.
Really high precedent.
I have to say, some of the stuff I've seen is pretty hilarious, what people are saying about it, and like the fan art of the assumptions of what Sonic might look like. The thing that concerns me the most about the poster is, like, everyone's focusing on how bad his body looks, but not many people are like, we're really scared of what his face might look like compared to the original. And that's the bit that concerns me the most.
Oh, no, I'm scared as fuck to find out what that face looks like. I feel like it's nightmare fuel waiting underneath there, for sure.
He has these tiny beady eyes instead of these massive ones. He's like, hey.
It's going to give children nightmares. And the children already don't want to play fucking Sonic, and this isn't going to help the cause at all, I don't feel.
But they'll hear the ring sounds and it'll increase the possibility of them playing it by
good job
1%.
sound editors, peoples. Yeah, well done to all of them. if you don't know what exactly is going on with this Sonic movie, so it's been directed by Jeff Fowler, who this is his first feature film directing role. He has done previously visual effects and animation work and some things, but this is his first big movie directing role. So that's a thing. It's also been written by about 1,000,000,001 people, which is always a good sign in my eyes because
it's been
I love
in the works
rewrites
for like
over rewrites.
20 years.
It's been in the works since the character's origins. And everyone's involved now, and they're finally getting it out the door. And they're getting it out the door with Ben Schwartz voicing Sonic. You like him, don't you, Ash?
Yeah, he's all right. He does some voices
He's
on
all right.
DuckTales.
He's all right.
That's the highlight.
Yeah.
He can
He's
voice
from
Sonic.
Park and Rec, right?
Gotta go fast. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. So he's the voice of Sonic. And then the bigger name that they announced that was being attached to it, I think like earlier this year they only announced it, or like halfway through this year, they announced that Jim Carrey was going to be playing Dr. Robotnik in it. That's the only casting choice I can actually see. I can see Jim Carrey sitting in a like machine with a mustache and doing the role because he's like, he does costumes and makeup effects and whatever sorts of things. I picture Lemony Snicket's like that with a bigger mustache, and that's Dr. Robotnik all of a sudden.
He needs to be fatter.
He needs to be fatter.
Than Lemony Snickets.
Well, yeah, he puts a fat suit on. It's fine. It's all problem solved. That's all he needs to do. Then you have James Marston's in this fucking thing for some reason as Tom Wachowski. Yeah,
because
no.
Sonic needs a human friend.
Yeah, I mean that's how they do all these movies, isn't it? Bumblebee, Transformers, whatever else is going on. Neil McDowell, who most people would know from, I guess, Arrowverse, maybe,
or for his cameo in First Avenger, Captain America.
Oh, his small role, yeah, in Captain America.
He's a character actor.
He's apparently playing someone, and then that's about it, really, and that's the movie.
Done. It's a wrap.
That's the movie's happening. The only thing that gives me any sort of hope for this movie is it says music is rumored to be done by Junkie XL, and Junkie XL did the soundtrack for Mad Max Fury Road, so there's potential for this to be okay, music-wise. Look, if Junkie XL does a soundtrack, what we're in for here, everyone, is Academy Award nominated sound design and score, Sonic the Hedgehog. Nothing else. But yeah, Sonic. I guess we'll find out more. What I think the most interesting thing about this is, back in the day and age where you had Nintendo versus Sega as like the two big companies, they were the ones that were always fighting or whatever else. You have Nintendo putting out, well, not Nintendo directly, but yeah, Nintendo basically putting out this trailer for Pikachu last month, and everyone was like, "This looks great! Look how great all the Pokemons look in real life, and that's great." And then Sega this month is like, "I'm going to put out a little bit of a teaser. We got Sonic coming out there," and everyone's like, "Oh God, get it away from me! It's atrocious! Don't put bleach in my eyes." So yeah, I think Sega's going to lose this battle out to Nintendo once again. But it is funny as fuck, the idea that next year I'm going to go to the cinemas to watch a live-action Pokemon movie. And I already said I will go, because I will go watch this. There's no way I don't. I don't care how bad it looks. I'm still going. Next year, we get to go watch a live-action Pokemon movie and a live-action Sonic movie. That's what 2019 is, amongst other things. But that's really weird. 2019 is already shaping up to be something. It's what it's going to be. Also, what 2019 is going to be, that I want to bring this up just to talk about a little bit of feelings I had about Doom like a couple months ago. So Doom, or Bethesda, Bethesda put out a trailer for Doom because it's having its 25th anniversary next year, and the trailer was pretty cool. It showed like original footage, people playing the game, all the way to the new footage, all sorts of things. And And then they put out this if you go to the website, it says, "Welcome to the year of Doom. Over the next year, we're celebrating 25 years of ripping and tearing, 25 years of mods, gibbs, guns, and most passionate, unwavering, and adherent fans on the side of phobes. Whether you cut your teeth in 1993 or in Doom 2016 was your first trip to hell, we're asking old Doom slayers, past, present, future, to unite in celebrating one of entertainment's most iconic franchises." Which I'll agree with. Like, Doom is one of gaming's most iconic franchises. So having its 25th anniversary is up there with, like, when Zelda had its 25th anniversary, they'll be in all those sorts of things. And then you can join up to the website and they give you a zombie Doom Slayer skin for Doom Eternal when it's out next year. So that's a thing. If you're interested, you want to do. But I did want to kind of get everyone's history or non-history, I guess, if no one has any history, and thoughts on Doom as a property now. Because why wait until next year to actually do it? Why not just do it now? Because I used to put, well, not just me, everyone in school put the Doom onto like a USB, and then you'd stick it into the computer, and somehow having the game installed or the game file on a USB would meant that you could actually play it off that, even though the computers were obviously set up to never allow you to install anything on them at school or anything like that. So everyone would pass around the Doom save file or the Doom file, and we'd all sneakily play the original Doom a lot during school hours. And play it when we're supposed to be doing work, obviously. So I played Doom as a kid. I feel like most people probably played Doom at some point, or at least watched Doom. I never played Doom 2. I played Doom 3 at one of my friend's places when I was like 15-ish or something, because he loved it. And he never played any of the other ones. He liked it because Doom 3, if you don't know, Doom 3 was a big departure for the franchise. It's basically a horror game, like more story based. It's definitely not like what people like Doom 2016 or any of the original Dooms was. It's a lot different. So, and a lot of people much prefer that in the Doom franchise, I suppose. I pre-ordered, but current Doom, I've had the biggest ups and downs with the current franchise Doom, and I'm currently back into it. I feel, even though I haven't gone back to try it, but I pre-ordered Doom 2016 when it was coming out, because I was excited for it. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is going to be great. Music will be great. I'll fucking shoot things. It'll be awesome. I'll be like, yeah, I'm bro dude. Yeah, shoot all the monsters, things, tear the fucking throats out, whatever you need to do. Pre-ordered it, was like, oh yeah, cool, played it. And I think I've said before, I only played for a couple hours and then I got bored, or I wasn't feeling it or something like that. And I eventually traded it in, got rid of it. I brought it again when it was on sale last year at some point for like $10 or $15, because they announced I was going to add a 4K update to it. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll try it again. Still never got around to it. It was only a month and a half ago that I watched the Doom no-clip documentary. Have you watched that one, Ash?
Have you? I think I might have. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think so. Oh. No, wait. I think I did. Yeah.
Because you watched the Rocket League one, though, didn't you?
I watched the Rocket League one.
Like most of them. You watched like most of them.
I watched a few of them, yeah.
Oh. Have you watched any of them, Cherie?
No.
Yeah, so I watched that, which was like 4 parts, and it goes over, obviously, the Doom 2016. And it had that effect on me only a month ago where I was like, because I was watching it and I was hearing people talk about how cool it was, I think it had the ingrained into my head that all of a sudden that game's cool and I want to play it. And also, one of the 20-minute episodes is just going over the music in that game, which is the only part. As much as I didn't enjoy the game, I still listened to the soundtrack a lot because it had obviously a really cool soundtrack. So I think at this stage, I am going to sometime soon, not now because we're very busy, end of year type stuff, but I'm going to reinstall Doom, try again, and if I like it, which I'm going to hope to, because I'm going to go in different mentality. I think I understand. I'm in the right mindset more. That means hopefully I'll be down for Doom Eternal. But if I don't like Doom again for the second time, Doom Eternal's just out for me for 2019. Ash.
Yes.
Do you have any Doom history? What's
Not
your
much.
story?
I do. I recall either playing it at a friend's house or watching someone play it at a friend's house. But yeah, I don't have much of a history with the Doom franchise. Didn't go see the movie with The Rock and Carl Urban. Didn't play them all.
Oh, fuck. I nearly forgot about that. Holy shit. Why didn't I mention that? Because now that you've mentioned that, fucking terrible now that I look at it. However, when I was younger and it came out, I didn't like anything much about that movie, but that first person sequence, I was like, this is the shit.
Yeah.
when they do the cool first person. Like I loved how they did it.
When did that movie come out?
I know. I'll look it up. Keep
It's
talking,
before
Ash.
The Rock started to do good stuff constantly.
Oh yeah. Because he's like a sub character and a bad guy by the end of it, isn't he? Yeah, I think so. Spoilers for the Doom movie. Holy
I just
shit.
feel like it feels like not that long ago, but like I know it was ages ago.
2005.
Yeah, wow.
Jesus.
There you go.
I didn't think it was that long ago.
Yeah, always is longer than what you think. We're getting
Carl
old.
Urban, Rosamund Pike, Debo, Aprasi. I think there's no one else big in it apart from. Yeah, look. For example, they're the three first name people. The Rock is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The Rock is the 10th person credited on this film.
Yeah, they've probably marketed it different since. If they did a
I
re-release.
reckon if you go find a DVD of it now, it just has Carl Urban in the background plus The Rock on the front.
Yeah.
Now I'm really interested to see what else he'd done. So 2005. Oh yeah, this is him just getting into movies. So like it's WWE. 2004's Walking Tall. This is a games podcast. It's fine. Walking Tall's 2004. Yeah. Be Cool's 2005, which is still one of his best movie roles. Be Cool. And then Doom is also 2005. So it is literally just the start of his career. But that's Doom. As Ash just said, it's one of his favorite movies.
No, I don't think that's what I said. I'm pretty sure I said I hadn't seen it.
Cherie, do you have any Doom apart from or just the movie?
Oh, that was a curious question. Yeah, I played the OG one. I used to play with my dad quite often, and I didn't obviously play all that much because I was really young. Not like you, who could put it on a USB stick. But yeah, my dad used to play quite a bit, so I used to watch him. I honestly can't remember much at all about it. Only that I did used to play it, and I used to watch my dad play it, and that's about it. But I remember liking it, if that counts.
I'll allow it. It's more than Ash gave me. He said Ash is just like, I hate first person shooters.
I hate the
They're
movie.
horrible. I hate the movie. The worst part in the movie is when they went into a first person shooter part. That was the worst.
I haven't seen the movie. How am I supposed to say it's the worst?
The Rock's acting was terrible. I don't know why.
Doom coming to what do you want to watch soon?
Anyway, yeah. So that's Doom. But I'm excited. I really do want to try that 2016 one again because my thing with it is this: you're supposed to play that game kind of like a rhythm game, which is that you're supposed to shoot enemies and they start glowing, and then you're supposed to activate a glory kill and like rip their throats out or whatever, which gives you ammo and I think health sometimes or something like that. But I was treating it too much like a normal first-person shooter and trying to get behind cover and all sorts of things like this, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to just float around like a crazy person and pretty much the music kicks in and you're supposed to just go around kicking ass being a super crazy person. And I just think that when I tried to play it, because I hadn't played a Doom game for so long, I was just doing it wrong. I didn't have it in me. So try it again. See how it go. I feel like I'll get it. Let's talk about what we've been playing. Cherie.
Yeah, I've been playing nothing but Pokemon for like the last few weeks. So I had some family stuff happen, and then I've been away for a week visiting Dylan in Tassie, and I haven't had a lot of time, but I have had time for Pokemon. And then the few days before I went to Tassie, I finally gave in and downloaded Pokemon Go. And I might have a problem.
She does 110% have a problem.
I mean, I think
Have you put money into it yet?
Yes, because I had to upgrade my.
I was hoping you'd say no, and then I would say you don't have a problem. It's fine.
Well,
No,
you
she
know,
was sitting
you
there.
need-
She's like, should I just spend the money and upgrade this?
I needed a bigger bag. Come on, you need to
That's
keep
fair.
your balls in
Yeah,
the
you
bag. and then I need to upgrade space, like other spaces. So yeah, I did several times. I think I've done it twice now. So I think I've spent $30.
Okay.
But I mean, like, I've gone pretty ham on it, so it's fine. But my issue is I live across the road from a gym and a Pokestop.
Oh man, that's the dream.
So, and then like my apartment in Tassie was a gym. And there was like 3 Pokestops around it. So it was just constant. It was a constant thing. And you got to catch them all. But they call it Pokemon Go. Shut up, Dylan. They call it Pokemon Go. But really, I don't have to go anywhere because it's at my
Pokemon
house.
stay at home and catch Pokemon.
Yeah. And yeah, I always get Pokemon in my house. Like there's probably 2 every like 20 minutes or less. So it's pretty awesome. I think I'm doing pretty good so far. I'm still playing Let's Go, but I've kind of gotten hooked on Pokemon.
Do you want to explain, try and work out what do you think you like so much? Why do you think it's got its hooks?
Well, the thing is, I originally never got it because I knew that this would happen. I didn't want to be putting so much of my time and energy into it. I knew I'd get hooked on it. And I was like, no, it's such a big thing. I won't get it. And then I got it primarily because of Let's Go, because I was enjoying Let's Go.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at all these cuties. And I was having so much fun with that. And yeah. And then I just got hooked and I'm like, I've got to catch them all. That's what you got to do. But I'm just really enjoying it. I just think it's fun. I like walking around doing this stuff, seeing the Pokemons, getting them, catching them. Yep.
I mean, is it stopping you from doing other things yet?
Nah.
No, you're not waking up in the middle of the night. I need to spin the Pokestop.
Well, the thing, okay, here's the thing, right? I get up in the middle of the night already, my friend. I get up in the middle of the night already. So there might have been some times, I check the Pokemon. There might have been some times where I send you or Dylan gifts in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock. There might have been some times that I would be like, there's a pretty good Pokemon here. Better catch it. But that was primarily while I was away because they were just right there all the time. There was literally 6 Pokemon because of the gym and everything there constantly. You just got to keep up. It's just overwhelming.
since we're talking about, because I've obviously talked about it the last 2 weeks ago or whatever. I do want to point out that Ash, since he's basically started playing it, has continued to play it at a continuous rate since you reopened that up. And you started playing it again basically when I did as well.
I think so,
right?
yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I'm back on this. I'm downloading, and then me and Nick were playing it. Nick's jumped off ages ago at this point. He's back off it, but you just keep playing it. But every time I'm like, how are you going? How are you going that mission? You're like, I'm just doing it. But you're not just doing it. You are opening it
I'm
daily
opening it
to do stuff.
It's not like a
but
goal.
you're remembering. You're at least opening it daily. So it is. It's you rub it on. You try to just take it away.
I'm like watching something and then
know.
I'll just open up a game on my phone and Pokemon goes there. Catch one Pokemon that's around because I'm not near a gym. The one that randomly generates in front of the house, and then And then I hand the phone to my little brother, and he loves on the drive to school or whatever. He'd spin all the Pokestops and everything for me, so I don't have to do it.
Here's the thing, though, Ash.
Yeah.
What I was looking at today was I got to level 21 within a week. You're on 27.
Yeah, I know. That's
I
impressive.
noticed today.
I don't know exactly what level it starts becoming a drag, but you will hit a point where it's it'll take a long time to level up again. I feel like it might be around level 25 onwards. It starts taking ages.
My issue is I have a Samsung and my GPS doesn't work within buildings. So if I'm walking around a shopping mall, if I'm like sometimes in my house, it doesn't work. Half the time it's not registering where I'm walking and whatever else. So like all my kilometers are all different and stuff. But anyway, yeah. I've gotten it quite addicted to it. A few random people have added me online from my Twitter post the other day.
Yeah, that's how I have half my people. I don't care. They send me gifts.
I'm like, so I got a couple of eggs that I'm from overseas, and I'm like, will they have the possibility of an egg from your country, of a Pokemon from your country? I hope so. Thanks. I'll put that in my Pokédex.
The only thing I'm glad about with I'm glad I don't have a gym on top of me, because then I'd never be able to send the gift to randoms. Because if I was sending a gift that was on top of my house constantly, it'd be like, oh, I wonder where they live, you know? I send from my work all the time, but I don't fucking care. Like, people can try and work that. That's the only thing with the gift. That's the only thing you have to think about the gift thing, that's like, it does say like a place.
Yeah, I pick and choose who I send my stuff to. Normally Ash gets all my Queensland ones.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, soon you're going to run out of Tasmanian ones.
I know. I think I have 2 left.
All right. Pokemon.
Yep.
Great.
I'm sure we'll be talking about it in a few weeks or whenever they launch the PvP.
Yeah, PvP is coming soon. The update has got approval because it's on the store and you can update that now. But Niantic hasn't like activated it, so it's live. But it's in there, so it's a thing.
Pika.
Ash.
Yes.
You've been playing Into the Breach.
Yeah. So
on your PC personal computer device.
On the Steams. Yeah, so
now what made it pick it up?
I'd heard a lot of buzz about it. Like I'd heard about it before because it's obviously the follow-up from the guys who did FTL, Faster Than Light, which I played a lot of.
Yeah.
So eventually I think I just cracked during this latest Steam sale because everybody was raving about it. Obviously, I think I'd just seen it been up for a Game Award, so
yeah, it was.
So I took the plunge, picked it up, and I finally played it this week. It's a really simple, like it's a basic turn-based strategy game, like your Final Fantasy Tactics or Advance Wars. You basically play as like 3 mechs against a bunch of giant monster things that called Vec, which are taking over the world. It's apparently set in like the far future, and like you sort of it's just like you pretty much have to just survive for 4 turns. Like all your mechs have to survive, or you have to keep a lot of the cities alive because they produce power, which power your mechs. So yeah, it's like a lot of short turns, and then it's pretty much you can easily like kill all the enemies, but then it's basically as long as you survive the rounds, then you're good. But obviously, if you kill them, you get special rewards and that sort of thing. I've only like really scratched the surface. Like I've probably beaten like FTL. It's like you can beat the game really quickly if you like set it on easy, or if you play a certain way. But if you like go in, customize and there's a lot of things to unlock in this. So I think I'm going to be playing it for quite a while.
In case you don't know, everyone, Ash is a secret genre fan of the tactical genre.
Yeah. I like it because I can play it and then be doing something else at the same time.
You're like, does Ash really like these games? And he's like, yeah, I played fucking XCOM for 1,000 hours, mate. I know what I'm doing. I love my tactics games.
Yeah.
I kind of want to give it a go, but if I was going to give it a go, I'd be more interested in playing it on Switch.
Yeah.
Solely because then I can play it
anywhere
while watching something or in bed or something like that. Just seems like a platform. You're saying like the rounds are fast? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
like,
it is quick.
There's only like...
In short.
Yeah, so then it's even better on the Switch, I feel. Like, because then it's a good 5-minute, 10-minute pick-up game, I guess.
Because you've only got like 3 units. You can only move once and then attack once. and you only have to survive like 3-4 rounds. So what? They're like 5-minute rounds, 5-minute levels. Yeah. So you keep going through quick, and especially like FTL, like you can get hit by something and then just there's no chance of winning. So then you get restarted. But with this, you've got pilots in each of the mechs. They like time travel back to the start. So if you've leveled one up, you can save one to use in your next set of rounds. So that's interesting mechanic. Yeah.
I was going to say that's where the tactics is.
Yeah, sort of.
I guess if you're playing on a harder difficulty, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't. They don't seem to level up much. Like I maxed out one of the pilots like pretty quick. So, but yeah, like I said, I've only scratched the surface. So.
Yeah. The other good thing I always, because I've talked about how much I like the Final Fantasy Tactics before, and when I say Final Fantasy Tactics, I don't mean original release PS1. I mean GBA Final Fantasy Tactics, because all of these games are better when you can take them places. And also, when they made that stuff, when they put it, what was it called? Tactics Line? No, Line. When they put that on PSP as well, Final Fantasy Tactics, all of a sudden was introduced to the world of a tactics game where you can put it in standby. Because obviously when you're stuck playing these games on consoles or PC, the one thing that annoys me is it's like, this is going for like half an hour, this round. But you're saying this game's short, which kind of solves the problem. But I like how you could be halfway through like a chess match of something and you chuck it on standby if it's in that PSP or your Switch, obviously. If I play this on Switch and it was longer. So chuck it in, put on standby. It's fine. Come back to it later. Don't need to worry about it. Obviously, playing on PC, you have to finish that sucker out or leave it open, I guess, but you don't want to do that. You got other stuff to do.
They're short levels, so.
Don't you?
Again, it's not difficult to get to an end or just kill yourself and then start all over again.
Jesus. talking about killing yourself.
Blow up a couple of buildings and then the whole world's overrun by monsters.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I've been playing... I've put a couple hours into Hades, which is the Supergiant game that was announced at the Game Awards. So...
Hang on. First question off the top. Who do you play as?
You play as the son of Hades.
It's Kieran.
That's right, everyone. It's set in the underworld, and Hades is of course, Lord and King, and that is your father. And so the premise is very simple. It's a roguelike, so you're going to die a lot, but that's fine because you need to die to be able to upgrade your gear and do what you need to do. But it also has the Supergiant humor, art, music, characters, everything that you like from their games combined with a roguelike. So, I can't remember. I should have wrote down the son's name. I'm sorry. Either way, I've just referred to him as Hades' son. He's trying to escape. He doesn't like being there anymore. He doesn't like dad. But they haven't written the character kind of like pissed off emo teenager. He's like, fuck you, dad. I want to leave. Fuck you, Hades. I need to leave this place. He's actually he's calm at all times, no matter what's kind of happening. And he makes jokes and whatever else. So he's not an annoying character to play as. It's quite funny and whatever else. In fact, when you die, you'll come back and you'll often make puns because when you respawn back at Hades, like ground zero type thing, you come out of this like pool of blood is where you kind of spawn in. And then like say you just died to spikes in the ground, he'll come out of the pool and he'll be like, should have seen those spikes there, and he like kind of brushes himself off or something. And like if a sort of different enemy kills you, he'll be like, damn those hammer guys or something like that, so he's always responding to the lines that are going on. But it's basically Hades' son doesn't like his dad because his dad's a bit of a dick and he lives in the underworld and that place sucks, doesn't like it. And spoilers for like the first hour, you find out that his mum, who isn't the person he thought it was, it's someone else, they at some stage escaped Hades. So he wants to escape hell and basically find his mum is the storyline premise set up, I guess. And then the gameplay loop, of course, is You enter a room, there's a bunch of enemies there. Say there's 2 enemies when you enter, you kill those, then maybe 4 more will spawn, you'll kill those, maybe 2 more will spawn, and you clear the room, you'll get a random loot, item drop, and then you'll move on to the next room. And this isn't early access. I don't know how long they're going to keep it in early access for. I think it's interesting that one of their Supergiant games is in early access anyway. Like when they announced it at the Game Awards, I was like, that's interesting to have one of their games in early access. I don't know exactly what sort of feedback and stuff they're going to be looking for it, like what they're trying to tune here, because from what I've played, it's very good. Like it runs fine, it runs great. I haven't had any issues that I've noticed. Looks great. There's voice acting for all the characters. There seems to just be nearly all systems in place as far as I've got in my couple hours. You can, when you're in home base, you can kind of walk up to this cliff side face, and you can look out over the maze that you have to travel through to be able to escape. And if you look out over that, he'll say, the character will mutter lines about, hey, I'm going to make it out of here one day or whatever. And then they'll come up down the bottom of the screen, your record. So like you've made it to room 8 out of 26 or whatever. I think I've made it to 9 or 10. I've defeated the first boss that you can come across, making your way through the rooms. So, but I don't know if 26 is going to be the total number or if 26 rooms is just the early access. That's what it is at the moment. I don't know if you finish all 26 rooms, what happens then, or if that's just half the game, or you reach another point, or maybe there's more to the game once you freaking escape the place. I don't know. But gameplay-wise, it's definitely more Bastion than any of their games, I guess. So you have a dash button, you have a button for your main weapon, which you can get other ones, but the stock standard, you just start with like a big sword. I've unlocked a big like crossbow, although I didn't like it, so I just switched back to the sword. So you have a button that you can press to slash enemies, you've got a dash button, and then you've got a secondary weapon which you don't have infinite amount, or it's not like a timer thing, you have to pick it up, so it's kind of like a dagger you throw, and it sticks into an enemy and does damage to them, and then to get it back you have to kill that enemy, and it'll drop out of them, then you can pick it up and use it again. You can upgrade to get more to throw, but then either way, even if you have 3 or 4, you still have to kill the enemy it lands in, or pick it up if you miss to be able to use it. And so that's a gameplay. It's pretty simple. Dodge, slash, throw. You have a special power-up that you can use, but I think it varies depending on the weapon you have equipped, so there might be more powerful ones. But then the randomness comes in. So every time you enter a room, you could pick up like 10 Hades points or whatever I'm just going to refer to them as Hades points, which is basically what you can bring back to home base and you can use to upgrade your character, to put in points, do more damage, health, your usual type of stuff in your bedroom is where you can do that. You look into the mirror because you love yourself, I guess. And that's where you upgrade your character. And then you also get other random loot drops from rooms that are basically power-ups from the gods. So basically all the other gods are helping you, from everyone from Zeus to fucking Ares, whoever. They all are helping you out for whatever reason because they don't like Hades, I guess. So they're more than happy to help you out. So when you find one of their drops, they'll talk to you for a second and be like, hey, how's it going? Help you out here. I hope this helps or whatever. And then you get to pick from 3 different variations upgrade. So it's like, have your main weapon do more damage, have your dash be slower but do damage when you dash, have your secondary weapon do more damage, 3 different variations. And the longer you continue, the more of those you can pick up and use. And then you reach a stage where often there'll be 2 doors and it's like, we'll do, and on the door it'll say what you have what the reward will be for clearing that room. So it's like you have to pick if you want to get health to try and continue longer before dying, or obviously picking the door that just rewards you straight up with Hades points or something. So then when you do die, you'll have to come back, which is your typical roguelike sort of stuff, I guess. But from the couple hours I've played, really, really good. I would just keep playing it. I was having a great time. So that's good. I'm really interested to see how long they're going to keep it in early access for. I still think it's really interesting that this is the first game. Well, actually, I think it's the second game on the Epic Game Store, and it's a Supergiant game. It's the new game. It's in early access. That's where it is. it's on the store. That's how you have to go about it.
Yeah.
Don't know why it's in early access. But also the music is really good, I want to point out. But all Supergiant games have great music. I haven't looked up if it's the same person, but I'm just presuming it is because it just sounds like music from Pyre. I'm often hearing when I'm walking around the home base because you can talk to characters there, so you can talk to your dad. If you die, come back, you'll go talk up to Hades. Hades will be like, "How's it going, son? You trying to escape? You fucking..." He won't say suck, but he'll just be like, "Just give up already. You're not going to make it," this sort of thing. And then he'll say, "No, like, yeah, sure, dad, whatever." And then you can talk to Cerberus, which is just laying next to Hades like a pet dog. And he'll say, you know, here, hey boy, how's it going? These sorts of things. So you can check up characters in between things. There's a bunch of other people you can talk to who will offer you tips. So say you just die to a certain enemy, they may be like, "How about you try?" And it's not even helpful tips. They'll just say stuff like, "Hey, it's really interesting how that enemy drops bombs. How about you don't stand there when they explode?" So it's got that sort of humor to it, which very Supergiant, I guess. But I'm hoping it will wrap up early access, which is $19.99. If you want to get in on that, it is not free. You have to pay it, and then I'll probably want to buy it again on PS4 or something because that's probably where I prefer to play it. So there you go. That was Hades.
Is the narrator in the game?
I'm pretty sure the actor that does the voice actor does the narrations in it, but there isn't like a constant narration.
Yeah.
So you'll see as you're walking around at different places, and they change. I don't know what makes them change or what triggers it. I assume maybe it's possibly just random. There'll be like little sparkles on the ground, and you can walk up to them and press the action button, and it'll give you like a little bit of history or just like a fun fact about the underworld or one of its characters or your dad or something like that. And the voice that reads those out sounds like the narrator from all of their previous games, potentially. Yeah. But then there was also one part. So this is the spoiler for the first hour when we discovered that his mum had left. Was I went to bed, woke up, and I was reenacting a dream, or I was reenacting something that happened potentially years ago, something like that. It's like, and this is where the narration was happening in this one part, but not in the constant game. It's like, and he awoke that night to go walk along the thing, but then the character was saying, "But did I awake that night?" And it's like, and he awoke kind of subconsciously to walk down the whole, like it was doing that kind of funny thing, but that's not the entire game. It was only like in that one small part, but I'm just going to presume there's going to be more parts like that throughout the game. So, but I like it. I feel like if you like Bastion or Transistor or Pyre, or like if you like their games, you're just going to like it. Even if you don't like roguelikes, I feel like there's enough of their Supergiant's humor and character and design in it to pull you over, even if you don't particularly like playing roguelike games. But even if you do like roguelikes, from what I've played, it's a good roguelike. So, and it's not a side-scrolling roguelike. It's a like isometric one. So yeah. It separates itself a bit from the field at the moment. That's obviously got everyone yelling about Dead Cells. Stands apart from that a little bit. If this comes out next year, everyone's not going to be going, "Oh, it's this year's Dead Cells," because it's obviously so different, which is good.
So are the cutscenes like Pyre, where it's like a visual novel-esque sort of thing, or are they more animated?
There's only like one cutscene, and it wasn't really much. But when you talk to characters, it's kind of like Pyre, okay. I guess. So when you walk up to a character, you press the interact button, it'll come up with their character art closer, like bigger on the screen, and they'll come up with the character art of you as well, and then they'll talk for a little bit, which is very much like Pyre. Yeah. And there's lots of characters. It's probably 8 to 10 characters I can interact with at all times in like Cerberus, Hades, like Servant, someone else. There's a bunch of people, and I just had a new area, like a kitchen, open up to me, and I know there's other gated areas. Plus, there's doors that are locked at the moment, so I presume they will eventually also open up, and then more characters might show up. But it's also good that every time I die and come back, I want to talk to all the characters because they say funny things, or just like interesting tidbits, or just funny little things to say. And also, it's really weird how for some reason Hades' son just says "mate" a lot. Like I'll talk to I hold on. I have to fucking double check this. I literally took a screenshot. Yeah. So I was talking to this. I got a new weapon. This is when I got the crossbow. I picked up the crossbow, And then this skeleton appeared, which is basically like a training skeleton. And he says, hey, he said something along the lines of, hey, hit me, I'm the training skeleton, something like that. And the character's name, which is Zagreus, yeah, says, I'm looking at a screenshot now. There you go. Prince of the Underworld. He responded, I don't remember having you on the payroll, mate. Who's your supervisor? I was like, okay. And then from that point on, he's been dropping the word mate like it's nothing. Okay. The Prince of the Underworld is Australian or something, apparently. There you go. Any more questions?
No.
Hades. It's good. 10 out of 10 would early access. Talking about the Epic Game Store, I just want to talk about the Epic Game Store and really what's happening there with the shift and the potential big move we could see in 2019, which could potentially see the Epic Game Store rising up to be a equal competition counterpart for Steam. Because as long as all PC games have existed, as far as I know, there's always been Steam, as long as I've ever had a PC, and that has been where you got games. If you had to install Uplay, it wasn't to buy a game off there. It was because you needed it installed to play a Ubisoft game. If you had to install Origin, it wasn't because that's where you brought your games from. It was just because you was playing an EA game. There's never been another service client or what. Like if you install Blizzard on your PC, it's not to buy other games. It's just for Blizzard. If you're fucking caring, you're playing Overwatch and World of Warcraft, whatever. So there's no other really store place like Steam that's ever offered
I would say
competition to it. But,
GOG recently.
Yeah. But it's not an interface, you know what I mean? Like it's a
Didn't they
website.
release one?
Did they? Not that I saw. But even then, that place is not. I mean, they just fired this fucking social media person finally, which was good. Fucking dickhead. I'm looking on their website. I don't see download client anywhere up top, so I'm going to presume it doesn't exist. Maybe they announced it, and maybe I don't know, but I don't see anything. Submit your game, redeem code, download GOG Galaxy. Maybe this is what you're talking about. There you go, GOG Galaxy. Well, here's the thing. Even with that being a thing, I don't think it's even in the same category at all because, as we talked about last week, obviously, who had all the games? Who was the big store promotion at the Game Awards? Like that is what I didn't realize at the time because I hadn't actually downloaded the Epic Game Store until after we recorded last week's episode, was for all that promotion that was happening at the Game Awards for the Epic Game Store.
Yep.
The Epic Game Store has fucking nothing on it.
Yep.
Like it is just out and it's got nothing. Yeah.
There's a lot of coming soon.
It's basically all coming soon. It's just, that's why it's so crazy. It was even more crazy to me after finding that out that they were pumping this thing, like everything at the Game Awards was download it, Epic Game Store exclusive, blah, blah, blah. Fucking Hades Early Access is on there. That's what you got to do. That's where you got to go about it. And then when I downloaded it, I thought my client had broken or I was not paying attention properly or something along those lines because I was looking on the store the first time. I'm like, there's nothing to buy here. Like, where's the download button? I can download Fortnite. Well, I mean, I nearly didn't have a choice because when you download the client, it just automatically starts installing freaking Fortnite on your PC. I'm like, get out of here. No one actually said I wanted this just because I installed your damn client. Get out of here.
It's just automatic. I mean, 99% of people who've downloaded that have just automatically downloaded Fortnite. They're just trying to streamline it.
I guess. Maybe. But something on top of everything that happened at the Game Awards, something else interesting happened this week. So, Coffin Stain Studios and Team 17 both pulled upcoming games from Steam. So, Satisfactory and Genesis Alpha 1, both upcoming games for those studios, got pulled off the Steam page and have been announced to be coming to the Epic Store page. And then also Double Damage Games announced that Rebel Galaxy Outlaw will be a year exclusive to Epic Game Store now and no longer be on Steam. So, and this basically comes down to the fact from a developer standpoint, because Steam announced that they're taking more money for themselves away from developers, and Epic is giving the most
they're keeping their rate at the same, which was 70% to the developer, 30% to Steam, whereas Epic's split will be 88% to the developer, 12% to Epic, which is a big difference.
It is a huge difference, especially when you start adding it up, you know, each sale. Think about if you sell 1 million copies of something or anything, especially if you're an indie developer and you've got fuck all money anyway, and the little bit of money coming from every game is going to add up. It's like, it's a huge amount. So yeah, they announced all that. So everyone kind of setting across to come across to the Epic Game Store. You've got developers pulling games off Steam. Obviously they're not huge ones at this point, but it's still playing, you know, Team 17 isn't Ubisoft, but it's a big enough
It's
developer, I
recognizable.
feel. Yeah, it's a recognizable name that you see, oh, Team 17's pulled their game off Steam. That's an interesting thing. And I also want to point out another thing that they're doing that I didn't see them promote at the thing, but maybe I missed it at the Game Awards. So every 2 weeks they're giving away 2 free games as well. And the first 2 are Subnautica and Super Meat Boy, which I feel like everyone's got Super Meat Boy at this point, but it's not really the point. They're giving away 2 free games every 2 weeks on here, on the service. You don't need to subscribe. It's no PS Plus, Xbox. You know, it's not a subscription service. It's not Humble Bumble, monthly, weekly, or whatever it is. It's just every 2 weeks there's going to be 2 free games here. And they literally just say they want you to have a reason to keep coming back and opening up their client. So I think they're being smart as fuck with everything from when they chose to launch the Epic Game Store, even though there's nothing on it really. So the only games that are on it is obviously the Hades early access thing. You've got Ashen, which just came out this week. That's on it. Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek's on it, and then Fortnite's on it. That's it. And then the rest of the games are just coming soon. But I still think it's smart as fuck as when they chose to launch it. I think it was really smart getting the Game Awards
Push.
partnership, I guess, or whatever. Like they did the push to get the name out there. Even though they don't really have the content on the store to back up the promotion at this stage, I feel like there's enough reason to. And also, as someone who's constantly, when I think about Steam for the last 12 months, I'm like, they constantly just do shitty thing after shitty thing that pisses me off. Like, I've had 1,000,001 problems with Steam. I don't like when they put out responses just saying, yeah, look, if there's like a Nazi fucking rape simulator or something on Steam, it's fine, just leave it on. You know, that sort of stuff where they were just like nonchalant. It's fine. Like, people are allowed to make what games they like. We're not going to try and curate it. We're not going to
curation.
Yeah, they're like, we don't want to censor people. And it's like, okay, how about no? I haven't been a big fan of Steam just because I don't like the way they run behind the scenes, but at the same time, there's really nowhere else to go. You know, you don't have a choice. It's like if it's a PC game, okay, you got to fucking have Steam. There's really no way to go about it. I started looking into itch.io a bit, which is where a lot of indie games put their games there, and they prefer you to buy it from there. You'll often find indie games come out and they'll have like a Steam link plus a itch.io link, and they would much prefer you to buy it from itch because a lot of indie developers are going to get more money from there, and they prefer it over there. They like that system more. So, but it's not huge, and it's basically made for the indie market, whereas Epic Games is going to be able to offer proper competition to Steam, I feel. So, Ash, what do you reckon? 2019, are we going to see finally a shakedown, a big old battle at Valve?
I think it will start to. I don't think Valve's worried right now, especially looking at the catalog that's currently sitting over there. But if they get more games, then Valve will definitely be thinking about a couple of things. Yes, I mean, the number of games on Steam is ridiculous, whereas obviously there's like barely anything. They really need to get a lot of the big releases from like the other AAA companies that I think will help. Obviously, they've got that built-in audience from people playing Fortnite on PC, so they're going to have eyes on their store. So, but are people going to be buying? But Steam is so ingrained in so many people, it's going to be difficult for people to switch over, I think.
I also wonder how many people are going to be like me you know, just sticking with Steam because there's no choice, but don't really like their practices behind the scene. Like it's also why I never like GOG is because, and I'm glad they fired that social media measure because like shit like that, I'm like, I don't want to fucking spend money on your shit if you're like they're making trans jokes and what like all that sort of stuff. I don't want to get into that, but you know what I mean. Like people know about what most people know the GOG tweets that were happening and stuff, and that sort of stuff just turns me off on spending money on a certain platform. You know, it turns me off more than PlayStation like locking a Fortnite account or something, and that's just obviously my own personal preference. That doesn't make me go fuck Sony or anything like that. I think it's a little bit different. I don't know, just maybe in my mind. I also think I'd have to double check this, but I'm 99% sure that Team Meat said that Super Meat Boy Forever is just going to be, it's never coming to Steam. Like it's going to be on the Epic Game Store, but it's never coming to Steam.
That would surprise me.
That's pretty big.
I saw Indiegogo the movie. They seem like the type of people who would, if they were unhappy with someone, they would stick it to them.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big deal because I'm pretty sure that was the thing I read earlier today or just before actually, and that's a pretty big deal. Super Meat Boy Forever is going to be a pretty big game. You know, new Super Meat Boy game that's not going to be on Steam. A lot of people and Super Meat Boy was on PC first before it started coming to consoles and everything, so it's kind of known as a PC game, I guess. Cherie, what do you reckon about all the?
Yeah, I mean, I think there is so much stuff on stream now compared to what it used to be. Like literally anything you could think of, you just be like, oh, have a look on Steam. Did I say stream just before? I meant Steam.
It's fine, I got you.
It's both are true.
I'm tired, it's fine. Hopefully it's just going to be a cleaned up version, basically, and leaving all the crap behind. I guess like that's probably their best move at this stage. And yeah, hopefully they can, like, hopefully they don't go down the same channel of just taking everything on. I hope that there's restrictions of what's going to be available and just like keeping it clean and tidy instead of going for mass over quality, I guess.
More curated than Steam.
Yeah, curated. Exactly. That's the word. Curate your shit. Don't allow fucking Nazi simulators or whatever else
bad
on
games.
your fucking platform.
Like people
it's
stop
just you can get anything. Yeah, exactly.
Games that run, it don't just crash constantly.
Yeah, that's a start.
Yeah.
So I think with the store, what I could probably see happening is this, and this is probably potentially already in the works behind the scenes, I guess, because they had such a big showing at the Game Awards. They're not going to go after games that are already out. They're going to go after games that are coming out or just coming out now kind of thing. But I feel like with all the momentum, then you're going to have other developers saying, can we put our game that came out earlier this year, last year, 2 years ago? Like then they start coming over, like, can we put it on here? So they don't need to chase old games. But when those people start coming to them, which I reckon they are, that's going to help fill out the back catalogue of the service, while Epic Games gets to take all their fucking Fortnite money and go tout it at developers more, saying, hey, exclusive. And I also think it's quite funny to think of a PC service having exclusive games from another PC service, like Steam versus Epic Games exclusive stuff. It's you think about it so much for consoles, but I don't really think about it when it comes to like two different clients still on the same machine blocking each other out. It's a lot different than you turn on your Xbox, you turn on your PlayStation. They're two different machines. They have exclusive content. It kind of seems to make a bit more sense, I guess. But when I think about two client devices, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. But yeah, I'm 100% old. I'm fucking. Oh, also, Shadow Complex is on here. I just realized I missed that before. Well, there you go. There's another game on here. Shadow Complex. Shadow Complex is on here.
What is Infinity Blades on there?
No. Although after they took that off the ISS store or whatever that was earlier this week, there was rumors people like they're going to remake it or like put it on their fucking store or whatever. Yeah. I'm like, maybe. Could be
you got a touch
screen.
screen.
Going all in.
You got a touch screen computer.
If you got a Surface Pro or whatever, those touch screens, go for it, Nick. Play fucking Infinity Blade. What a game. Yeah.
What did you think of people getting upset with developers for moving their things over to Epic and not being on Steam?
Fucking, come on, you know what I think. Bunch of fucking baby ass motherfuckers need to get over it.
Everyone, there's always going to be someone.
I mean, it's
It's
not
not
that
your
difficult.
problem. Like,
You can
It's-
put non-Steam games into Steam if you need to.
yeah, exactly. You can add anything you want there. But this is what I mean. Like, the mentality to sit there and go, you fucking inconvenienced me by trying to make more money, and not even make more money, just have a better cut of the money that I'm paying you. How dare you inconvenience me and switch to a different service? If that's the kind of way you think about stuff, get the fuck out of here. Get out, you dickhead. Yeah. I read that stuff. I was like, you horrible people. Oh, fucking, are you going to, I know you're all fired, but can you finish The Walking Dead in your free time while you're looking for jobs? It was those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Is what it was, Ash. Those exact same people. Gamers suck, Ash, is what I've said it before. I'll say. I think Ash hates every time I say it. He's like, we lose viewer numbers, potentials every time you say gamers suck, Dylan.
I don't care. Yeah. I don't expect these numbers to be very good.
So optimistic. Gee
Yeah, I
whiz.
know. Do you reckon Epic Games is the best company in gaming at the moment? I mean, on the back of them backdating licensing fees for Unreal Engine and then launching this store and giving developers a better cut, do you reckon they're the best company in gaming at the moment? Or you know how EA is viewed as the worst? Epic's at the other end.
I don't know. I don't know. Calling any company the best, I don't know who I would call the best. I don't particularly have any problems with them. I think they've made nothing but smart decisions the last 24 months, really. So, and even when stuff went bad, so think about Fortnite.
Yeah.
Right. That wasn't the way they twisted that game out and made it into what it is now. That's smart.
Yeah.
The way they've marketed everything, smart. The way they're running esport competitions for a game that should be an esport competition, smart. It should. Fortnite should not be an esport, but unless they lock in certain modes or whatever for it. But anyway, it's still smart. They're everywhere. So I look forward to embracing my new Epic Games gods though, and Valve can fuck off unless they want to make Portal 3 or something at this stage, or change their policies. Actually,
I was about to say, what can Valve do to keep you as a customer?
Change their policies. Well, I mean, they still have me as a customer because I got no fucking choice to go, do I? But
yeah,
I'll happily vocally say that they have shitty policies at Valve. They could make Half-Life 3 and it's still going to have shitty policies for their fucking service. So
free speech. Dylan.
That's how I feel about that. Yeah, well, that's how we got Hitler, Ash.
I don't think that's the one reason. I don't think you can just nail it down to free speech equals Hitler.
I didn't say nail it down to that. I just that was part of it. Thank you for joining us this week on The Couch. Make sure you check out explosionnetwork.com for all our other shows, reviews, news, articles, and much more. Rate Arcade Couch on Apple Podcasts to help out with the show, or simply share it on social media, or add it, just DM it to all your Epic Game Store friends that you've got. Just DM them this episode and say, hey, I see how you're playing the games on the service. Listen to this episode. They talk about the Epic Games thing a lot on it. That'll be good.
Oh, what? You're in the
you can follow
Sorry.
Sorry, bye. Yeah, we didn't talk about Fortnite, really. You can follow Explosion Network on Twitter at ExplosionPod. You can join our Discord at explosionnetwork.com/Discord to talk about Epic Games Store and much more gaming things over there. You can follow me on Twitter at Vivaladil, VIVALADIL. You can follow Ashley on Twitter at Ashley Hobby, ASHLEY. HABLEY. And you can follow Cherie on Twitter at Cherie Corno. CHERIACORNO.
You're less practiced at it.
Got him. Yeah, I'm way less practiced. In fact, I don't think I spelled it out last time. Maybe I did. First or second time, so. Anyway, until next time, see you here next week. Same tower, same couch. Bye. It's a merry time of the year, and it's also a great time to start celebrating the best that 2018 had to offer from movies, games, and much more. Starting from the 24th of December through to mid-January, we'll be uploading top 10 lists for video games, movies, TV, music, and online media, with special episodes of Top 5 to break down the top 5 of each separate category and why we picked them and what we love about them. We'll also be releasing some more specific categories within each of those, like top 5 songs to pair with our top 10 albums lists, and discussing those on a separate bonus episode of top 5 as well. Then we'll have special end of year episodes of Arcade Couch, Platinum Explosion, What Do You Want to Watch, and Early Late Nights, along with a bonus Bevan Beats to give you a plethora of best of 2018 content to listen to, read, and peruse at your own pleasure. Stay tuned to explosionnetwork.com/best of 2018 and our social medias on Twitter @ExplosionPod and Facebook.com/ExplosionNetwork to make sure you don't miss a thing. Happy holidays, everyone.